My name is Jordan Soileau. I'm 24 years old, and I grew up a pretty good life. I was raised right. I was raised by a split family, and I kept a lot built inside of me that no one knew. And I have to say, it was up in my 20s, right when I turned 20. I mean, I was still a virgin. I was living right. I was doing pretty good, and all of a sudden, I fell. I got into partying and drinking and smoking marijuana. And then I was introduced to a pill called Oxycontin. And it took over my life. It destroyed me. I didn't know at first that I was addicted. I just did it just to get the rush. I felt like Superman. And time went by and I got my girlfriend pregnant. And we had a little girl. I didn't pay no attention to nobody. I pushed my family aside. I disrespected everyone. I lied to everyone. I mistreated everyone. I only did what was convenient for Jordan. And the only time I could show my family love is if I was high. And I got into stealing a lot. I couldn't keep a job. I've had over about 67 jobs. And I got into stealing whatever I could live, it was mine, straight to the pawn shop. And one day it caught up with me. And it was January 6th at 12:30 in the morning, or at lunch. And I was trying to steal some copper from Nutco Supply House on Blue Bond Airline. And it was scary because all I remember was just getting caught and just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm on probation. I'm backing up 3 years plus whatever this carries. And I went to East Baton Rouge Parish Prison, terrified, detoxing, not knowing what was going on. I done put my family through so much that I didn't even know if they would answer my calls. And I can remember sitting there in Central Booking thinking, what in the world have I done? And this little voice inside my head said, you should have listened to me. Because I can remember standing myself numerous times in the mirror saying, Jordan, you don't need to be doing drugs, bro. You got a little beautiful girl. You got a great family. Straighten up. And I never listened to that voice. And that was God trying to keep a hold of me. He's kept me alive. I've been in 2 major car wrecks. One truck was a head-on collision. The other one, I flipped my truck in a ditch, and I'm still alive. And I can remember when I finally got to a tier in prison, I met this guy, and he was like, you know Jesus, and I don't know what it was, but I grew up a Christian my whole life. I knew who Jesus was. I knew what he could do for me. And I said, you know what? All else failed. My way didn't work. And I sat there, and I fell to my knees, and I cried, and just begged God to get me out of prison. And God had some work he was doing to me. Almost 5 months I was in prison. And the Lord was just opening doors. And I heard about Teen Challenge. And I was sitting there the day before court just praying, God, please get me out of prison. And just like that, the next day at court, everything was just bam, bam, in order. That day, I came to Teen Challenge. And on the ride up here, I'll never forget, I was riding with my daughter. And I was just looking at her, and I haven't gotten to be with her in a vehicle in almost 5 months. And for the last 2 years, our whole life, I was never really there. So just the emotions that was going on in my head were so amazing. But I left prison and came straight to Teen Challenge. But it let me know that the people who I've put down and hurt so much still love me and forgive me. And my daughter is so beautiful. But I came to Teen Challenge, and I've been there about a little over a month and a half. And God is just putting everything in order for me. It's awesome. When I finally surrendered, I was stubborn. I was hard-headed. Well, I was mad. I couldn't see my fiance. And I hit the bed. Just had anger and stuff, but I'm doing good now. But the Lord really turned my life around. And that's basically my testimony, is that when you run from yourself, you eventually hit rock bottom. And Jesus is the only way up from there. So I just wanted to tell y'all that. Thank y'all for listening to my testimony. I'm going to sing y'all Amazing Grace real quick.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fear relieved. How precious is that grace appeared in the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace shall